So by now, I think everybody here that is watching this video has seen Captain America Civil War. So it's no spoiler to say that Captain America does not die, which was a rumor going on for pretty much the entire production of the movie. Now, whether you wanted him to die to mimic the comic book or not, that's your own personal preference, and I completely respect that. Personally, to me, I did not want him to die, as I think there's still a lot of ground to be covered with the character that they haven't touched upon. Now, obviously, we've heard various stages of development and what these stages were going to be. And originally, before this was ever going to be Captain America Civil War, the Russo brothers did confirm that they were originally going to make a film about Mad Bomb, which would have been a zombie-style thing that happens in New York that sets off the civilians versus one another, and specifically versus Captain America. Now, when production changed over to be Civil War, all of the rumors started about the, potential death of Captain America as Chris Evans' contract was running out. Now, when you reflect back on the death of Captain America in the comics, this was a major turning point, not just for Captain America, not just for Marvel itself, but for the entire comic book industry. I remember waking up and seeing this on the news, American icon dead, Captain America is gone. It was a pretty big thing, and it managed to put the spotlight, which was now probably at its peak at Marvel at the conclusion of Civil War, on everything Marvel was doing. This is when they really swung back into the comic spotlight and everybody started paying attention to them again. So trying to do that in the movie probably would have put this movie well beyond the money it would have made in the long run and what it did make. It probably would have topped the $1.2 billion and went way past that if you would have killed Captain America. Now, obviously in the movies, there's been a lot of reason to speculate why this might also happen. Sebastian Stan has a 9-picture contract with Marvel and Disney. That is ridiculous considering he's only been in 3 movies, so he's still got another 6. So there's a lot of speculation on, hey, he's probably going to be reprising his role as Captain America down the road as he did in the comics. There's of course the possibility that they could completely sideline that and go, alright, we're just going to do Sam Wilson the Falcon as Captain America and give him a standalone movie. You never really know with these things, so there's a lot of possibilities they could be touching upon. Now, you could, for the sake of argument, say that yes, Captain America is technically dead. Captain America, Steve Rogers himself, took down the shield, He literally just drops it on the floor. He takes it down off of himself and says, I'm not Captain America anymore. He walks off. He doesn't believe what that name represents anymore. And that's pretty iconic. So in a way, Captain America did die because Steve Rogers, the man now, is completely different. He's not Captain America anymore. And that is pretty iconic. But when we talk about the physical death of Steve Rogers, the Russo brothers recently were in an interview and they say they did discuss the possibility of killing Steve. Now, before we talk about that, I just want to say for a second that, can you imagine if he actually died? I don't feel that he would have had a good send-off. What I mean is, sure, you can kill him and yeah, everybody's going to be sad, but think about it. We've still never seen him stand in the middle of a room and scream Avengers assembled with the shield up in the air. We've never had that moment. Him dying without that moment kind of takes away from everything. Whoever follows cannot live up to Captain America being Captain America, the leader of the Avengers. That's just not feasible. That's not possible that they can do that. I mean, he is the leader of the Avengers. That's what he's done. And we haven't really seen him lead a massive team of Avengers and do that iconic quote. So the Russo brothers say they did, talk about it. They actually talked about killing off other characters too, but at the end of it, they felt that really wouldn't be worth it. A death is death, and you can bring the character back in any other way. This is a comic book movie at the end of the day, but think about what you're doing there. If somebody dies, then you are automatically creating this emotional connection to that character and that team. Therefore, if Cap dies, Tony is wrong automatically because Cap is dead now. If Tony dies, Cap is automatically wrong because his friend died, and that would have created this divide that I don't think they wanted, and I think that's really the feeling that they were thinking about too. It just would have taken away from the core element of what the movie is, and the movie is the figurative death of the Avengers. They are dead because they're not a unit anymore. They're not there working together. The family has been split up, and I think that death and the death of Captain America as a character and as a symbol is way more important than actually killing off Captain America himself. Maybe that's just me, but you guys can let me know your thoughts on that down below.